What's going on, everyone? Hope you are having a good Saturday. Sean, thank you for joining. Where you want to be. I don't know if it's it's not a stretch to say that you're a Astros fan. It's like, I don't understand the weather right now. So it was like 72. But my apartment is like freezing. I don't even have the air on, so I don't know what's going on. I'm sure it's just me being an old man. Hey, what's up, Michelle? All right, so let's get into this. Topps Bunt 2016. This is literally set with me since I bought it. I used to have a wholesale license, and I had bought it from DealerNet back in the day, back when I was buying a lot of boxes around 2016. But I had an issue with someone who helped me set up and break down my shows, and I basically stopped buying wax because of that. Long story short, it was just a lot of inventory loss, which is no good. This is like tight fitting in here. I think these are pretty small. Yeah, so 7 cards per pack. So lots of packs though, right? How many? 36. Well, I guess it's not that many. It just looks like it's more than it is, I guess. All right, so let's get into, let's do the left side first. See what we can't get out of here. I don't know if the autos are guaranteed. So Sean was saying he had the app back in the day. I also did. It was set up to be like a kid's product. But in 2016, not a lot of people used, enough people used like digital apps and stuff like that for baseball, but not a ton. I wouldn't say Topps was the only game in town, but they definitely were in that mix. Hanley Ramirez, Mark Trumbo, Luis Servi. Future of the franchise. Did that work out? Marcus Stroman when he was still a Blue Jay. We got a Barrios rookie with the Twins. I like how they throw that giant logo up there. And then good old Billy Hamilton, speedster. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's probably something that people don't open often. Being that, Bunt is itself, the game or the app, isn't something that people use. I don't know if it was like more popular when it was going on. And I have no clue what you could even do with it. Probably let Sean fill us in on that, because as far as I knew, there were points that you could put together. I'm not sure if it was anything like the Topps Town, where you could enter a lot of stuff, or if you guys remember Upper Deck's Evolve, where you're able to essentially like the home run challenge. You could evolve the card. It could be a base card. You could evolve it into something else. It could be a numbered card. It could be an autograph. It could be a relic or an auto relic. But I think the chances were not necessarily high, but chances weren't always with you. Julio Urias, who was a great pitcher, but not a great person. So sadly, his cards are not really that collectible. So here we go. This was for a free digital pack. through Topps Bunt, and there's like a little scratch off thing on there. That is a bygone era. You gotta love those things. What's going on, Jay? Chris Archer. Then we got Michael Conforto. Interesting on not necessarily stats, but collect and trade the card at Topps Bunt. So I'm not sure how that exactly was done. If you pulled the card, did you somehow have to scan it and then had proof of it, and then it was in your collection, so you also owned the digital card? What's going on, Clinton? Yeah, Jay, I kind of see that too. The MLB Show game. So there's only 7 cards per pack. It looks like on average there is 1 rookie. Here's our first Trout. Bill has the Angels. It's kind of a thing he always picks up. Alan had the Yankees, so he gets Michael Pineda. Max Scherzer there. And then the Topps Bunt 16 program, Chris Bryant, with a little UPC number there. That's very, very interesting. Interesting design. I mean, it's really a nice design. They put some time into it. David Price. Ben Zobrist, who was integral to the 2016 Cubs series win. But he actually, I think, is it with the Royals that he won another one? I just know he was integral, like he was always that playoff guy. What's going on, CV? Bill, you don't have that Trout? Nice. It's always nice to get cards you don't have. Jose Reyes, shout out to Laminer Rainbow. So we go into his son, Daniel. We got Nelson Cruz, Brian McCann, Dallas Keuchel, forgot about him. And then Goldie for the D-backs, shout out to Clarkie and her team. And then we got Russell Martin, who had collecting upside for a bit and then kind of dropped. Oh yeah, you got the Diamondbacks. I put that in the post that I put up, Michelle. I figured that was your pick as well, so good thing I know you guys. There we go. We got an Aaron Nola rookie. Matt Kemp. I'm sure this is a card though that, like, out of rookies, why people don't really see a lot of them is that, you know, no one's really searching for the Topps Bunt rookie of that player. But I would wonder what the print run is on those. I don't remember seeing it in stores, just hobby shops. I'm sure it was in stores, but we got Don Mattingly. So it does have old retired players in there. I shouldn't say old. You know what I'm saying? Retired players. Then we got Noma with the Athletics. That's weird to me. Don't really think of him in that way. Hunter Pence. There we go. Nice Ken Griffey Jr. Sorry about the camera right now. There we go. And Brian Billiger. I do like that they went through all this trouble with the little background team logo, as if they're going to crash into it. Oh, all good, Clarky. I just meant that I kind of put down the teams that most people pick if I did not hear from them. So before I had heard from Chuck that was one of his teams, I had put you down for the D-backs. I'm popcorn worthy. That's awesome. I appreciate it, Bill. You're amazing, my friend. What's going on, Stuff Geeks Rip? Carlos Carrasco. And we got the Ozzie Smith throwback. Kitten Gravy, or Gravy Train, and Tamara will get this card there, since that's one of their picks. And we got another one of the free packs. It's very interesting, though, that they went through all that trouble, too. Here's, I guess, the interface as it looked. You can collect and trade thousands of digital cards. And it expires 2/28/17. There's Mark McGuire with the Athletics. Kyle Seager and Roberto Clemente. That's a cool retired one. Got the old school, well, pretty much the standard Pirates logo there. Yeah, this is going to take a while. It's, I guess, there's 36 packs, but it just seems like way more. And there's only 7 cards per pack, so it's not like I'm going to get some kind of tennis elbow from it. There's Kenta Maeda, Freddie Freeman with the Braves. And then this is a cool one. Unique Unis. Bill, this is a Mike Trout card for one of, I guess, their alternate uniforms. Pretty crazy looking. Madison Bumgarner, Elvis Andrus, and Chris Sale. I'm going to take those out as highlights because I kind of like that. I have no idea what those Topps Bunt cards would be, what people would be able to do with them. Really sharp cards, though. I mean, they put in a good amount of effort, which is on a low-end product. I still think it was like $50 back then, or it was close to that when I purchased it. So I mean, it hasn't really gone up and or gone down over time, or maybe it's just gone down and then kind of gained back to like a pricing that's within the same as it was when it came out. Pretty cool looking cards, though. And the biggest rookie so far would be that Nola. And I'll put all of these in soft sleeves, but I'll just put out the kind of the bigger hits that we're going to come across. I am not sure what big hits would come out here. I'm not even sure if there's like a game used. I think it was more autograph centric, kind of like Big League would be. And I could not even tell you how many years it was around. I know that there were people that came to the card shows that I put on that's all they wanted was the Topps Bunt cards and or game pieces. They were like really into it. Here's a Rizzo. Shout out to Maddie. Will Myers, Jose Abreu, and Sean Doolittle. So I know that there was at the time a lot of people into it, and I think that's probably why I originally bought the box, thinking that at some point that person would show back up again. But then I think shortly after that it kind of just went away. There's Bryce Harper with the Nationals. And then another Harper. Another part of, it's not the unique ones, but this is kind of set up like a magazine. I think that's why it's got that little UPC there, kind of like you would see on the Sports Illustrated. But since I don't think they can no longer use that name, being it's copyrighted, and they'd probably have to pay again, but they can do something like it, right? There's a nice one. Maddie, you got a Schwarber rookie. What's going on, Cardaholic? How you doing, my friend? It's So two of the bigger ones on rookies are the Schwarber and Nola. Even though I have Nola on my fantasy team, and he has had like a horrible slow start. Cardaholic can relate to that. We're in the same league, and I've just had to like constantly move around players just to keep up with everybody. Robinson Cano, Felix Hernandez, LeMahieu when he was still a Rocky, and then Kutch with the Pirates, who's back with the Pirates, right? Yeah, I think we have the most moves in the league, Drew. I really do think that it's us. We're just moving around constantly. Hey, got to do what you got to do. Piscotty, Cards rookie, and then with the Angels, Pujols. Retired player, Robin Yount. And then they got this one right, but not necessarily the future of that franchise, but he's at the Rangers now. Corey Seager got a great bat. Got Thor and Cal Ripken. An interesting bunt one. Wonder what the, like some of them have the rounded, obviously the logo is rounded, but I feel like they could have used that design for all of them, because just like the discs that you got with Upper Deck, they were all rounded. Yeah, definitely stay alive. I think you're close to, you're moving up. I think you, last I checked, you were in second place. We got Brandon Belt, Correa, and then Yu Darvish here on Bunt program, another one of those magazine covers. And then the Hawk for retired players for the Cubs. Matt Harvey, or what was he, the Dark Knight, I think they called him back in the day. Yeah, well, it was the other day, and I think you were like either second or third place. I know I had dropped to like sixth place, so I was dropping and still trying to figure out what to do as far as picking up players. Still a little blurry there. I don't know why I can't get this to. All right, Clayton Kershaw, Mookie, another one of the free trading card packs. Trey Turner, Cespedes, and Matt Duffy. I'd like to do a count sometimes because, it is 10 years ago. It's like how many of these players are still in the league? It is a while ago if you think about it. Jason Kipnis. There's a Wade Boggs on retired players. It's a cool one. Brantley. Unique Unis, Marcel Ozuna. Marlins. I thought that was a Boston uni when I was looking at it. That really did throw me off. Ortiz. And Big Hurt, Frank Thomas. Shout out to Clinton. Got his White Sox, and he got a Hurt card. Nice. Well, congrats on being in first, man. You're killing it. Whatever moves you're making, you're making the right moves. There's a cool Jackie Robinson card. Cueto. Bo Jackson. Probably still in his prime when that photo was taken. Cool. Willie Mays. Yeah, my camera, I think it's the lighting I have going on right now. I really do need to fix it. When I have the direct light on it, there's so much shine that it's hard to make out the cards. There's a Reggie Jackson for Allen. And I appreciate everybody hanging out here. Sean, I appreciate you joining as a member today. And I did write you down for the Astros. Henry Owens. I think he had upside at one time too. No, John Gray did. There we go. So Light Force. Cool design for the Brett. I don't know, it's like some kind of crystals or something in the background, or maybe those are like a J.J. Abrams light flare. You got Carlton Fisk, and I don't remember this guy at all. Tyson Ross. Does anybody remember Tyson Ross? What's going on, Kenneth? "15% of the season." So true. I feel like, and I was looking, and did you realize there is a minimum or a maximum number of moves we can do for a certain position? I think it's by position, but I think they do that so you just don't add and remove people constantly. But that's what I've been doing. There's a Severino again, and another free pack. We're racking up those free defunct digital packs. Brooks Robinson and Trevor Story. That's a nice one. Not as nice as it used to be, but you know, anybody who hits good in Boston, I think that's a plus, because it really is not a hitter's park, at least for power. And I want to say that the outfield, I don't know exactly what it is as far as measurements go, but I remember watching something about it on YouTube where people were talking about how just when they pick up like these superstars from different teams and then they come to Boston, they don't have the same success. It's just hard for them to repeat. But then you got people like Wade Boggs or Garcia Parra when he was with them that did hit really well. There's Zimmerman. Whoa, almost dropped that. Joey Votto. That's a cool one. Unique Unis. Is that the All-Star? No, Home Run Derby uniform. But the typical Griffey after home run pose. He should have like kissed his bicep after he hit it. That was his follow through, like a professional wrestler or something. You can't see me. Yeah, I think we just got to watch certain ones. I don't know. I've seen it working for you, so it's just hard to figure out exactly. Here's Rhino and Maddie. There we go. Speaking of Boston great hitting players, we got Ted Williams, who was absolutely amazing. I don't think he gets as much love in the hobby as he should. And then Pudge. Then again, he doesn't, as far as like hobby cards and whatnot too, like his game used, there wasn't a lot of his stuff, you know, that you can find. Altuve, shout out to Sean. Miggy. And then James Shields, who I think probably at the time was an ace, right? So we did go through our, 13 packs. I think we're in pack 15, 14 or 15. And I don't remember Jose Peraza. Christian Yelich. There's Babe Ruth. Interesting background too, how they have this screen kind of fade out. And another digital pack. So I guess that was the thing that people were going for, is these free digital pack things, because they could get their multiple Topps digital packs. If it's anything like any of the other games that are out there, like there was a Star Wars one that I did a bunch of digital app packs for, and it was like you could do the daily challenge, you could get a few packs here and there, but it would take time, and so probably getting stuff like this would help people jumpstart their collection. And I want to say that they weren't like expensive. Like people could pick up the game, the free pack cards for next to nothing. We got a Chipper Jones, Chuck Nasty, Charlie Blackman there, and then Shinso Chu with the Rangers, another unique uni. That's what, the 70s uniform that Texas was rocking. Vladdy Daddy, Adrian Beltre, and Barry Larkin. And it is nice that they don't have an insert in every pack, but it's pretty close to that. And I'm guessing that the subsets are that Light Force, and then the unique unis, and then what was the other one? I think there was two other ones that we've seen so far. There's Sandy Koufax, Yu Darvish, Greg Maddux. So we got three pitchers in a row, and I like Darvish, even though I would rather see him in a Cubs uni. That's not always how it is, though, right? There's Arenado with the Rockies still. Jung Ho Kang and Jake Arrieta. I'll throw it in your stuff then. I don't think anybody picked the Dodgers. Craig Kimbrell with his weird stance. I remember playing the show. It was like 2021 or 2022. MLB The Show, and they just had that down with his pose. You got John Smoltz, Ian Kinsler, and then Light Force, Ricky Henderson. That's a cool one. So we got two of those. So it is kind of a harder one to get. I definitely have seen more of the uni insert as well as the other one that I forget what it is. Shout out to Dom. Got Roger Clemens there. I don't think he heard me. He's not listening. Shout out to Enfuego. A-Rod there with the Yankees. Ryan Braun. Gaddis when he was with the Astros. I think I only remember him with the Braves. Jose Canseco. Ichiro with the Marlins. And Mike Piazza. Almost through this. This will be a short break anyway. With the 7 cards per pack, there's not a ton to go through. That's why I'm trying to go through a good amount of them. Nomar Mazara. And I want to say in the StatCast age, isn't he the one that with the longest home run? If I'm thinking of the correct person. Aroldis Chapman there. Interesting photo. So it was like a studio photo. I don't know if they did that on a lot of people. Hector Oliveira. Future of the Franchise, I think, is the other one I'm thinking of. It's for the inserts. And then there's that other one that's the magazine cover. But Light Force seems to be the hardest one. Johnny Bench. And then we got JD Martinez. Daryl Strawberry. Another digital pack. You got your money's worth. Shout out to Floyd fan. We got Prince Fielder here, but this was on the I guess the back end of his career when he was just going through all those injury issues. Byung-ho Park, DH with the Twins, and I don't remember him. Yeah, all of these future of the franchise, Clinton, they're gonna be rookies. If you go to a trading card database, you guys will be able to see all the different rookies that are on there. There's a listing of all of them. I don't know if I pulled one yet. Did I pull a Judge? I have a Texiera here. There was Aroldis Chapman, and there was the A-Rod. I don't think I pulled his yet. No, I didn't see it yet. Could still be in these or here. I would say odds of getting one of each of the rookies is probably high. Another Aaron Nola, so we repeated. And then we have the Light Force Robinson. So now we have 3 of those. But they are definitely the harder to get of the inserts. Hunter Pence, another Kid Base, and Dozier. I think we got him already too. Definitely a repeat pack, that's for sure, because we had the same ones on there. No, I think it could have been Cardaholic. It could have been like one of the other Yankees in that grouping. I think I would have stopped on it and then sleeved it, but it's always possible that I could miss it. But I don't think I did. Here's another Mattingly. And another free pack. I want to count at the end how many we have. There's a Big Mac. And a Clemente. Don't know if you guys can check, but looks like the veterans must be after a certain number, because they seem to be like the higher number in the set. Or it could just be random. Got Jose Fernandez, Moustakas, and Carcion. Cargo, who I was a big fan of when he was here in Colorado. He definitely gets no hobby love. There's DeGrom. Check out the hair. This is pre him cutting his hair to make a change. It's pretty crazy though that cutting your hair can have an effect. Mentally, I'm sure it can. Obviously, with that story, the biblical story, for sure. We got Byron Buxton, another Trout, and then Unique Unis with JD Martinez. That's an interesting one. I don't think I've ever seen that Tigers one. Zobrist again. You're cleaning up on Trouts there, Bill. I thought I saw a Putty Tat. Yeah, I did. Corey Kluber. There we go. Did we already pull him? I can't remember if we got the Doc Gooden before. Kobe Ellsbury. Another bunt pack. Chris Davis. Oh boy. He was still a superstar then. Nolan Ryan. John Lester. Is it Lester who couldn't field at all? Who had the yips when he would field as a pitcher? Like, could not throw to first base. Stan Musial. Nice one there. Joe Morgan. Buster Posey on the light force. So maybe it's not as limited as I think, because on the second half, I think we pulled 3. Whereas the first 13 packs, there was only 1. Big Unit, Randy Johnson, Gregory Polanco, and Willie McCovey. All right, so we've got 3 packs to go. I had a bunch of his rookies. That's why I paused on Tanaka. Not that I didn't know enough about him. I think at the time, though, I know enough people collected them. Another pack. Blake Snell, rookie. And Curtis Granderson. There's so many different rookies that I just forget about. There's a Wangan. That should be like a unique uni, even though it's not, you know. But I don't really see too many pictures using that. Who the heck is this guy? Michelle, you have a Peter O'Brien. And then there's the Bunt program thing that has the UPC with Cespedes. Jeremy Hazelbaker, another person I'm just like, who? And Hank Aaron. All right, last pack. So I'm guessing it's not 1 per box as far as the autos go. I mean, it really wasn't set up to be something like that. Max Scherzer. Nelson Cruz, another digital pack. Ventura, Goldie. And Russell Martin. So I guess the highlights from here would be the different Trouts. Pretty cool. Got rookies of Trevor Story, Corey Seager, Schwarber, and then 2 Nolas. And then the Light Force cards, Buster Posey, Henderson, Robinson, and Brett. Interesting backs to them. And then, how many of these do we have? 12. So quite literally, out of the box, you stood a chance to get 1 every other pack. Yeah, I can do that, Sean. Did we pull a Correa? I don't even remember that. It's possible, but I'll make sure. Is he a sore spot? Yeah, I do like the set. I mean, it's a unique set. Not high end in any way, but it has like a good mix of like current players and then past players. The fact that they rated Juan Gonzalez or put him in there, it's just, I don't know, somewhat surprising to me. Because I think like a lot of times they don't give him a lot of love either. And nothing really like makes it seem like your rookie isn't worth anything to be in a 90s or like, you know, that era from 88 to 92 or so, where they printed so much of the stuff that if you had a rookie, it just wasn't worth a lot. So I think that kind of perpetuates this idea that the players aren't worth anything because they happen to fall within that era. Just a sad time collecting. Unfortunately, I never left the hobby, so I collected all throughout the horrible eras. But I think, too, that means that I have a lot of stuff in my collection that a lot of people have not seen, too, because that was the time that they gave the hobby a break. I was just seeing if we come across any other cards that I may have missed, but I don't really see too many. Burn the Correas. Well, I have a bunch from Rippin' for Rookies, Mike, that he wants me to burn of Wander that I've just kind of set to the side. And I do like the look of these. All right, so right at 45 minutes, I'll let you all go, but I will be back tomorrow with the sale. Got a lot of new things priced and put in the mix. Bunch of sets, like traded sets too, that I priced. Basically starting in like 81 up till like 90, I think, as far as the sets go. But you'll see them tomorrow. Looking forward to hanging out with y'all. I appreciate all of you. Sean, welcome. Oh, Drew. I'm going to check my text because like it's either my old man brain or I'm forgetting stuff. I wouldn't put it past myself. Like a lot of times lately, and I'm not sure if it's just more of it or I'm just noticing it more. But yeah, I'll check back through the text to make sure. Or you can just send me a text to remind me and I appreciate it. Sell, says Bill. All right. Appreciate you all. I'll catch you tomorrow.